Hello, welcome to our Wednesday webinar. Today you're gonna see how we plan an customized sloping ceiling cupboard with a walkthrough section like you see it here in a preview. So yeah, we click on File and save our project, and then we go step by step through it. And if there are any questions, just let me know. So first of all, we click on eye on the top left corner, and the circle menu is opening, and we take off the room and we turn on the smart clicks, and yeah, we start now and we click on File and start a new project. So first of all, we start with a room. Yeah, we have here a sloping roof, so the height of the room and the width of the room, that's all right. And we change here the ceiling apex on the right side. Yeah, if we click here on a measurement, then then the box is opening here. Here we also see here we have the ceiling apex right, and the ceiling apex has a height of 450 millimeter, and we confirm it with enter. So then we change the angle, and the angle is 45 degree. So we just click on here, and the window on the bottom left corner is opening, angle of slope right, and here we type in 40 degree. So we just type in 40 and confirming it with enter. So the height and the width is all right, and then we change the height of the cabinet. So we click here on the measurement, then the window is opening, height of cabinet, and we type in 3000. Yeah, you see the cabinet is adapting through the room, and we have here width of the cabinet is 260 millimeter, 2600 millimeter. So, and we have here on the left side our walkthrough, and this has a width of 1000. So that's why we click here on a smart click for the cabinet. The circle menu is opening, and here the symbol 1 o'clock. We change here the distance left. The window is opening on the bottom left corner, and we type in 1000. It's in millimeter, confirming it with enter. And now we have our cabinet on the right position in the room. So yeah, we already have set it up, the measurement of the room, and then we go to the cabinet tab, and here we want to have on the cabinet a trim of 25 millimeter. Yeah, you see we are here, and on the right side same, and then we continue with the division tab, and here we have two verticals, and basically they are related in relation 1 to each other. And the left area here, it has a width of 1200 59, and we're confirming it with enter. So the other both areas are related in relation 1 to each other, and they have a width of 620. That is all right. And we add here one horizontal on here. And you see we have here the bottom left area and the bottom right area, and they are related in relation 1 to each other. So because we have here the cabin at 3000, you see that seems to be smaller. It's actually smaller, but it's because of the sloping roof is cutting this area off. So, but we want to change here the height anyway. So we click here on a smart click on the bottom left area. Click on it, the circle menu is opening, and we change the height to 950, confirming it with enter. And here we are. We add also a vertical on here. And these both areas, they are also related in relation 1 to each other. And here we want to change the width to 930, confirming it with enter. And here we add one more horizontal, and that is okay like this. No, we also want to change it here, the height to 950, and then we're confirming it with enter. Not 950, 944. All right. So, and now we wanna shorten this vertical so that that is going to this edge, and therefore that is the case where we need to activate the arrows, the green arrows. So we click on here, and then we keep the shift button pressed and click on here, and then you see the arrows of the vertical are appearing, and here we can drag and drop on an arrow to shorten it. So, and here we are almost there, but we need to type in the same measurement as you see here in the black box. The Z value is 905. So we click here on the dimension of this, and we type in here 905 and confirming it with enter. So otherwise you can also measure these distances if you keep the control button pressed and click on here and on here. Yeah, you see the difference DZ is 0. Yeah, the thickness of the material is 19 millimeter in my case, and your cases might be 18 millimeter. So we just click OK. And yeah, we go to the interior. No, we need to add here on the bottom left corner one more vertical, and we don't need the arrows anymore. So we click on the eye and turn them off. And then we go here on the interior tab, and here we want to have two adjustable shelves. So, and here they are related in relation 1 to each other. So we click on here and change the height. We type in here number 4 and confirming it with enter. Then the areas are related in relation 4 to 1 to 1 to each other. We want to have it like this. So, and here on the bottom, we also add 2 shelves here and here. And here you see also the one shelf, it's cut it off from the sloping roof. So here we go in a smart click. I show you a different way. We click on here on the height of this area and we type in 350 millimeter, confirming it with enter, and then it's coming down, and here the same. Yeah, you see here the height of the area is 1224.5. We click on here again, change the height to 350 here on the bottom left area, confirming it with enter, and then the shelf is also coming down. All right, then we are pretty much done with our first cabinet. The fronts we will finish on the end. So now we continue with shelves, and therefore we click on the cabinet tab, and here we just drag and drop a new cabinet here in this area, and then that is a cabinet function. It's adapting. Here we don't need plinths, and we want to have a different material. We go here on Material tab, and we activate here all parts of the group and change the material for the back as well as for the sides for the cabinet. So here we also want to change the depth of the cabinet from 592 to 612, and we're confirming it with enter. So yeah, and also to setting up here the division, we can also click on the eye, and if we draw the room, we see the whole room, and if we click here again, then only this cabinet is appearing. And here we want to have 2 horizontals, and here in the middle 1 vertical, and in the bottom 2 verticals. And if we have done this, we click on the eye again and draw our whole project. And we are also done with the second cabinet. Yeah, that is an open shelf. That went fast. So we continue with this shelf. Yeah, you see here it's adapting through the whole area. We can also click on here and make it shorter. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. In this case, it still cut it off. And here we turn off the plinth. And here we change the depth of the cabinet. Yeah, we extended 20 millimeter, so it's 612 millimeter, confirming it with enter. And yeah, we want to have here 1 shelf. Yeah, I drag it and drop it here on this area. And here we have the area for the shelves, the top and the bottom area. We click on here and change it the height to 250 and confirming it with enter. And then we go to the material tab again and just drag and drop the material on side and on the back. And we are done with our third cabinet. And now the last one. Therefore, we can also click on the eye and turn on the room. So I already saved this project with this door, but if we click here and we delete it, we can also go back to the room tab and set here the door. Yeah, the door has a width of 1000, a height of 2200 millimeter, distance left is 0, and we just drag it and drop it here on the middle wall, and here we get the door. Yeah, if you want to change the texture, you can go on the material tab, and for you it would be door. For me it would be Tür. Yeah, you can change here also JPEG file. So anyway, we are going back to the cabinet tab and we are setting up now our last cabinet. So we click here on the drop-down menu and we have a width of 1000. Depth is the same. Distance left is 0. Distance to bottom is the height of the door. It's 2200 millimeter. And our room has a height of 3000. So we have 800 millimeter left. And we drag and drop the cabinet here on the middle wall. Yeah. So we are now turning off the wall again. Yeah, if you have it like this, you drag it and drop it on here, yeah, on the middle wall, which is now purple colored. Yeah, it's important that you have your mouse arrow exactly on this wall in uh, when you let it drop. So, all right, here we turn off the plinths. So we click here on no plinths and we activate here on the left side the trim and on the top the trim. And here on the bottom, we don't want to have no trim. We click here again of the drop-down menu for the trim, go between cabinet. Here we want to have a plinth panel. And the plinth panel has here an offset, but we want to have an overlap to the front of 20. So we click here on the three dot button or on the man with a wheel. Click on this button. Then the setting menu for the plinth is opening. And here we have distance front. Here we have 20, but we need to have minus 20. Then it's going to a different direction and we save it. And you see it here. Yeah. So now we want to change the texture. We want to have a white one. There you go, white. We just drag it and drop it on here. So now we go in the division tab and we want to have here one horizontal. So, and we need to move it a bit lower. So we click, you can click here on the smart click for this area and here change the height, or you can also click here on the dimension. Click on here and here we want to have a height of 330 and confirming it with enter. Then we have here still little gaps, that's all right. And now we are coming to the front tab and here we add a left door. Yeah, we need to drag it and drop it here on the verticals and it's going through the whole area. So here's the same. We have here a left door here left door. And here also a left door. So, and you see now that should be one door. So we need to extend the door. So, and therefore we measure this point. We keep the control button pressed, measure this point, and this. Then you see we need 1512. So if you want to have still a bit gap on the top, we type in 1506. So we click here on a smart click for this door. And here we have overlap top. And here we type in 1506 millimeter. And it's going up. And it's covering this shelf. So here we need to make a cutout. So to make this cutout, we need to have some measurements. So first of all, yeah, where do we start? We need to start to cut it from here. So we measure this point, keep the control button pressed, click on here, zoom out and zoom in, click on here. So we start on 983.5. So here you see we have the height of our shelf. It's 944. So we can here also add 3 millimeter gap. And then we also need to measure this point and this point. Yeah, we have here 302. That is all right. Then we also get this gap here. Yeah, here we have 3 millimeters. So we keep in mind these 3 dimensions. So 983.5, 302, and here 950, it's 944 plus 3 plus 3. So to make this cutout, we just double click here on the door, and then it will be opening in the editor. Here we are. We click here on the editor tab. And here we click on cut. Then a 2D DXF file is created and it's opening now in TrunCAD. So here we have our DXF in TrunCAD, and now we click here on the modification tools, and here we have parallels, and here we type in the distance 983.5 from the bottom, and then here 950 from here. Yeah, you see where you are with the mouse on this side, the 950 parallel line is appearing. And then we have here 302 from here. That are our 3 lines. We now click here on take out segment. Now we take out this, 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 and this one. And now we have more segments, and we need to make a polyline. So we go here one step back, click on the polyline tool, And here we create a polyline from the segments. We click on here and we click on a line, and now we have a polyline. We are gonna saving it and we are closing it. We click now import 3DG DXF. And here you see in the preview the cutout. We close this. And here we are. Now if we look, we have here our gap. That's all right. And now we are well done. We can click on the eye and turn off all the smart clicks and turn on the room. And here we are. So if you click here on the top right corner above the black cube, we can open our cutting list. And now we are well done. So here you can also choose your layout. So if you want, you can also click here on the eye and draw it with open front. So yeah, now we are well done. I wish you lots of fun to plan it yourself in TrunCAD, and I'm looking forward to our next webinar. So take care. Bye bye.